So there is a YouTuber by the name of Gothix. This is Gothix. Gothix has not really been around for very long. In fact, she appeared about a year ago. And interestingly enough, she appeared seemingly out of the blue with a very nice studio setup, very expensive equipment, and seemed to know exactly the right kinds of videos to make for that particular point in time to elevate her into a rather big and popular YouTuber. And if it sounds like I'm dancing around saying something, let me just come right out and say it. This is the first example I've ever seen of what I believe to be a from the ground up produced political YouTuber.
Sometimes I read the comments and I'll see
So I don't know where she comes from before all of this, but if we look at her very first videos, yeah, that's racist. Why I don't support Black Lives Matter, why I'm no longer a Democrat, my hashtag walk away, which when that was published was a pretty big thing. How to win an argument with a bigot, critical thinking, victimhood as a content creator, Dear Black America, what exactly are white people superior of, white privilege is a crutch, 2 months after leaving the left, my walk away update. So the thing is like, is it impossible for somebody to just organically have these opinions? No, of course you can. Of course you can. But when your very first videos, like look at this thing. That is a pretty damn complicated and expensive setup. Maybe she was a Twitch streamer before she decided she was going to make videos like this. But everything is very well crafted. The light is very well crafted. She's got a great gear set up. And this is her first ever YouTube video? Seems a little weird. And that she's like hitting these hot topic issues. And that in a year, she's got 229,000 subscribers. I'm not jealous. It's a little sus. It's a little sus. Now, I also believe that I hold this perspective uniquely because of the place that I used to be in political YouTube and the behavior that I saw some of my contemporaries engaging in when they started getting involved in larger financial institutions. And went pretty hardcore far right. Now, I'm not saying she's far right, but she's got some goofy opinions. Now, when she's not embarrassing herself on the random live streams where she's talking to people, to be honest, much smarter than her, or rather have actually looked into the issue rather than just fed whatever the marching orders for the current topics this week, she makes some pretty embarrassing videos, and this one is called Anti-Vax Isn't the Same as Anti-Mandate. This is the only reason why I'm even giving this person attention, because I don't really care about her dogshit political opinions. Don't fucking care. But anti-vax, anti-mandate, that's my wheelhouse. So let's see what she has to say.
All right. Today we're going to talk about vaccine mandates and why anti-vax is not the same as anti-mandate. And I am just blown away that I have to dissect this, but here we are. We interrupt this video to bring you...
No, we're not doing your ads for you. You can kiss my ass. Holy shit, that's a long-ass ad. It's a 7-minute video. I'm hoping we get some kind of actual nuance in this video. That'd be nice. 7-minute video, and the first minute and a half is like an ad. Okay. All right. She's kind of cute. I mean, sure, she's an attractive woman, but like, there are plenty of attractive people out there with dog shit opinions that have been bought and paid for by larger financial interests. Blair! So anyway.
That I really hate about this argument for those that refuse to take the vaccine is that they're selfish and they're doing things for their own good and they only care about themselves, and who cares if they kill off your grandma or whatever because this 99.9% survival rate virus is going to kill everybody.
That's not actually the survival rate, and diminishing the fact that there have been hundreds of thousands of Americans and millions of people around the world that have died from it. Diminishing that is a quick way to quite quickly signal the virtue that you have none and that you're kind of a monstrous shithead. But hey, you know, whatever, it's cool. Let's hear your argument.
The thing that I really hate about this rhetoric that suggests if you don't take the vaccine, you're a bad person, is that there is little to no discussion surrounding people who legitimately cannot take the vaccine for physical reasons.
Incorrect. That is absolutely the reason why we want everybody to take the vaccine that we can. Like, the thing that's so wild is, like, if you look at her face, she really thinks that this is a great fucking point. And I would even bet it probably was her producer that got her to do this video, and she doesn't actually have any idea what she's fucking talking about. Because if she did, she wouldn't say this. This is actually our argument. There are people with compromised immune systems that cannot be vaccinated. That is why we need as many people who can be vaccinated to protect those people. That's the whole point. That's the whole point. And that when we slip below the number that we need for herd immunity, we have outbreaks, which is why we've had children die of measles in the past 10, 15 years. And there's no reason why that had to happen except for anti-vaxxers. But you just don't even know that? And why are you making this fucking video?
Meaning they have an immune system that if they took the vaccine, it could kill them. There's no discussion surrounding that. So it's kind of
Have you ever actually watched a pro-vaccine video? Jesus Christ.
Interesting that conveniently these vaccine enthusiasts want to push that off to the side. Oh, but you might say, well,
it's central to our argument. Are you fucking serious with me right now? Oh my God. Dude, this pisses me off so much, I might even put this video on my main channel. Holy crap. Holy shit.
Perhaps that's just a very small percentage. I don't know, a 99.9% survival rate doesn't seem like a logical reason to use a vaccine mandate as a solution across the board. No, this no makes sense.
It doesn't make any sense because I guess your producer wrote this for you and you didn't bother to really look into it whatsoever. Like, I don't know if you understand this or not, but we've had vaccine mandates for decades, and has been enacted by the federal government before. None of this is new. We have strictures in place where you have to have your kids vaccinated to go to public school. None of this is new. What is new is how growing the anti-vax sentiment is. Something that you're helping with this video. Because you are a dumb person saying dumb shit, thinking that you're smart, when you are missing a huge chunk of the information.
But here's the other thing, is that
fuck?
we also have to consider religious beliefs, right?
No religion tells you that you can't get a vaccine except for Scientology. That's it.
The whole idea that we heard for the past how many years is inclusion and diversity and not appropriating and not staying in your own lane in your own little identity boxes. So why, tell me why, all the religious folks who cannot take the vaccine for their beliefs, all of a sudden is now considered selfish, like they're hurting people and they're...
Are you standing for all of those Scientologists? Because there's not one group, not one large denomination of Christian belief in which you can't be vaccinated. It doesn't exist. In fact, the Catholic Church just recently approved for the use of the COVID vaccine, even though some of the testing used cell lines that from like 50 years ago or some shit came from the kidney cells of a aborted fetus. Catholic Church is fine with it. And they're the most anti-abortion, like, Christian sect out there. So what religious exemptions? Can you name them? Do you have any idea? I'm so blown away by this. And, like, what really blows me away is how fucking smug she is about. I'm making such a smart point by saying absolutely nothing correct. Holy shit.
Killing off the world, right? That seems a little bit odd, don't you think? All right, so I never do this. I usually do my videos in one shot, but I actually woke up this morning and had something else I wanted to add, and it's to clear up some confusion. So, putting this argument to rest, there is literally nothing that differentiates those who get vaccinated and those who don't get vaccinated. Do you know why? It's because those that get vaccinated can still get COVID and pass it to the unvaccinated.
Wow, so you also don't understand the science behind that as well. It's upwards to the realm of you are 30% more likely to pass on the virus. You are overwhelmingly more likely to have a horrible, horrible symptom and get hospitalized. All of these if you're unvaccinated. You guys seem to think this idea that a vaccine is an immunity. It's not. It's not. It's training your immune system to be better at fighting something. It doesn't provide you a goddamn force field. It's not like as soon as you get a goddamn shot, you just have this, like, force field and it repels the disease, the viruses, and it keeps you free from the disease. That's not how it works. Of course, it can still get in your goddamn body. It's just you can fight it off better. Nobody has ever claimed any different. Never. Nobody thinks that. Oh my God! It's like you're arguing against arguments that people don't make, but you think in your mind, or rather, somebody wrote down for you. That you think is like the most steadfast and concrete way to annihilate it. Like, this whole entire video is fighting against a straw man that doesn't exist. It is so bizarre to me.
Which doesn't really give me, a concerned citizen, a reason to get the vaccine. It doesn't quite motivate me to get it. What it does do is it creates a lot of questions. Make it make sense. That's all I gotta say. I'm gonna go drink my coffee. Enjoy the rest of this video. Recently, I had someone ask me why there were so many food shortages in grocery stores, or how come they weren't able to get certain things that they ordered delivered on time, or whatever. This
should be pretty fascinating. Okay, let's hear it.
Question is very common, and I hear it a lot. People cannot put two and two together when they hear vaccine mandates and then they see their country falling apart. We are free in America. This isn't rocket science.
How does a vaccine mandate have anything to do with shortages? And did you forget that during the last year of Donald Trump's presidency, there were massive shortages of basic amenities and goods and products? Like, leagues beyond what we have to deal with right now. Massively so. And we had lockdowns, sure. But mandates? I mean, maybe it's part of the labor shortage. Maybe it's lack of workers due to COVID. I don't know. It could be any number of things. But, like, please explain.
So when you see politicians and the people in the media saying, no, they need to do that, this is a hill that I will die on. I will not allow someone to tell me that I need to inject something in my body in order for me to be allowed back into society. What the So when you go to the grocery store and
you're allowed in society if you don't get vaccinated. We have yet to put any mandate on you have to get vaccinated to be out in the world. That's fine. That's totally fine. Just wear a goddamn mask. And if you have a complaint about masks, well, that's a whole nother goddamn video. And you are selfish in that case. But, like, this idea that this is my freedom. You have the freedom to get vaccinated or not get vaccinated. But as is very common with this talking point that's thrown out constantly, you don't like the fact that there might be consequences for the choice that you make. But you have the freedom to make that choice. It's as simple as that. Well, I don't like the consequences. Well, too fucking bad. It's life.
You're looking around and say, hey, it's kind of empty here. Go to 4 more stores, you can't find what you need. You order something online, it's going to take you 5 months to get it. Yeah. You go to the hospital, it's going to take you a long time to be seen because nurses are quitting or they're getting fired because they won't inject their body with a substance that, for some reason, they were able to work all through the pandemic totally fine, but now they got to put something into their body? Yeah, make it make sense.
Make it make sense? Sure. It's readily available, it's tested, it's safe. So why wouldn't we then further increase the ability for healthcare workers to not get sick and also reduce the amount, if they do come into contact with COVID, reduce the chance that they can then pass it on to people who have compromised immune systems who might be at most high risk. That's why. That's why. It's not like you're actually going to address any of these. This is all just you know what this type of video is? What it really is? What this is, and whoever has written her speech for her, what they're trying to do is they're reaching out to the anti-vax community, which is unfortunately now in an unholy union with a very specific group of political-minded people, and it's jacking them off. You're so right. You're so right. Patriot, all of those things that you've been thinking, you're so right. You're so right. You're so right. Because there's not one little bit of thought put into this. All it takes is 5-10 minutes to really critically look at any of these things, and those answers are readily available. Gothix isn't going to do that because that's not what her audience wants. And her audience doesn't want that because they've made up their minds and they just want somebody like this to jack them off and make them feel like, yes, I am totally justified in my fucked up beliefs. That's why we keep calling you selfish. Because you don't actually look at it. Because you don't care. Because you're all just jacking off.
Fire department, law enforcement. Did you realize that crime is going up in a lot of states? It's almost like defund the police was a terrible idea. On top of that,
what does that have to do with vaccine mandates?
Mandates, that's kind of adding to the problem, no? It's very clear.
The way in which she makes these arguments in that goofy fucking voice is insufferable. It is absolutely insufferable. It's like it's designed to make a Karen feel better about being obnoxious when they say the exact same thing. It's so weird.
Clear to me that these folks are not considering the bigger picture. They're not considering the consequences that follow mandates and the trickling effects it has on society. I reject this idea.
We do understand exactly what it's going to do to society. Unfortunately, because we cannot get enough people to participate, we haven't been able to slow down this pandemic. If we didn't have to deal with disinformation agents like you, we wouldn't need mandates. We wouldn't need to be trying to do everything we can to stall and stop this. Because we're not pro-disease fetishist plague rats who so dispassionately don't give a shit about humans being dead, gasping for air and dying on fucking FaceTime because their family can't even be with them. We care about that kind of thing. You don't. You're concerned about the economy. Well, we'd be over that by now if you'd stop being so goddamn selfish.
That people who are blindly pushing for people to get vaccinated are doing it because they're a good person and they want to help people. No, bullshit. If you actually cared about people, you would research, you would ask questions, you would pay attention, you would consider the trickling effects and the consequences that result from mandates.
You're never going to convince me that you actually looked into any of this at all. At all. Nah, this is just marching orders. It's a bunch of bullshit. But even if for some reason, this is a totally organic opinion that Gothix has, people who are looking at it from a vaccine mandate are looking at it as mitigating loss of life and trying to expedite the end of the pandemic. Gothix doesn't give a shit about that. It's all about politics. I don't give a fuck about your politics. I want this pandemic to end. Your solutions will not end the pandemic. Mine will. It doesn't get any more complicated than that.
So no, you're not doing this because you're a good person. You're doing this because you want to convince other people that you're a good person. We are a free country, and people that live here, well, the majority of them, understand that America has it very good. And we are literally the last place on this planet that has as much freedom as we do. And if America falls, everyone else is f***ed. So, this is why I say this is a hill to die on. The masks were the first thing. Oh, the masks aren't political. Yeah. If I can walk into a room and figure out everyone's political leaning based on whether or not they have a mask on their face, guess what? It is political.
Okay, if you if you can walk into a room and see whether somebody's wearing a mask or not, that's not a gauge of their politics. It's a gauge of their IQ, okay? Or at the very least, maybe not their IQ, their gullibility or their compassion for their fellow man. Simple as that. It's actually really simple. But yeah, by all means, keep playing this as a big us versus them kind of shit.
If you allow the government to say that you need to do blank in order for you to live a normal life, pay your bills, support your family, be allowed back into society, you are no longer living in a free country. You are living under a communist dictatorship.
Oh, there it is!
Mean tweets! I could use some mean tweets right about now.
There it is.
You complain about the fake dictator.
There it is.
I think you might have got a real one.
Oh my god, of course. No, see, that's what it is. That's what it is. It's all about communism. It's all about communism, guys. Yeah. No, for sure. Absolutely. If you try and do everything you can to follow these set precept rules in which we're trying to stop a fucking global pandemic, something that hasn't happened this bad in over 100 years. Communism. It's all communism. I do not understand how in the world this makes sense unless you water it down into anything I don't like is communism. It's like that fucking meme, like that children's book meme, right? But communism, mass mandates, vaccine mandates, communism. Yeah, this is honestly some of the most bottom barrel, pond scum level IQ dog shit. This is quite literally somebody just jerking off the dumbest motherfuckers in society without doing any research whatsoever. Holy shit. Holy shit. Wow. I'm sorry, but like I need to send a message to Gothix, okay? Like this is really important, and I need you to hear me. You might not be this stupid. Your video is stupid. Your words that you said are very stupid. And you are contributing to the stupidification of this fucking country. Anybody who watches your video is lowering their IQ simply by the fact of absorbing it. I'm gonna have to, like, I don't know, go do logic puzzles and math problems to try and regrow how much brain cells I just lost listening to such a dumb, incoherent, baby brain fucking take. And the truth of the matter is that you're talking about this on the scale of empathy, when in reality, if you are not this stupid, you're actually kind of an evil person, because you know that this is exactly what your audience wants, and it's going to grow your channel, and it's going to grow your fame, and it's going to get you money. I know because I know people just like you. I've known them all the time. I, in fact, threw away an entire career of doing that simply to go back to working on science videos. So, honestly, you're kind of disgusting. Have a wonderful day.